It has been so long since I vlogged. I think the last time I vlogged, you can see the reflection of the mess in my TV. The last time I vlogged, I was backpacking across Europe for 2 weeks. And before I start off this vlog, I do want to ask, are y'all interested in seeing that footage? I really didn't read while I was backpacking, but I did film what I was eating and doing when I was in London, Edinburgh, Amsterdam, and in Berlin. So if you are interested in seeing that, please let me know in the comments below. I've been hesitating to post it just because it doesn't fit into the category of like bookish content. It's solo travel content. So do let me know, besties. So I read a book at the beginning of this year and I hated it so aggressively that it put me into a fucking reading slump. And I have my content planned out, but you know what? We're gonna do some self-care and some self-love. And this vlog is gonna be all about reading the books that I fucking want to read because I want to read them, which I want to disclaim, I always do. If I don't want to read a book, I will DNF it. But because this month I am trialing TBR, this vlog can be our little exception for it. I've also just missed vlogging. I feel like it's my natural habitat and I want to catch you up on a hobby that I started at the new year. Look at my plants. I started gardening and this one here is garlic, and then here we have like kale and tomato and spinach, and all of the ones in here should just be spinach. I'll confess, when I was doing the little starter seeds in the egg carton, I had it balanced up here to get the most light and it tipped over and fell, and I tried my best to get them all out, but because I have some seeds here like planted at the edges, which I didn't, I think some of them found their home in this little container, which I don't mind. This is my first attempt at gardening, so I'm gonna need to learn more, but like my garlic, thriving. One of my intentions this year, I'm always so fucking sweaty, oh my god. One of my intentions this year is to practice like more slow living, and I love slow living vlogs, but this is not an insult to a creator at all. But I find that the very like curated, beautiful, slow living vlogs actually just give me anxiety, because I'm like, oh my god, how much work went into that? And I appreciate that and I value that, but I'm looking for like the messy, chaotic vlogs that are also slow living. So I'm hoping that I'm able to provide that for you. But let's talk about books, bestie. So I love this Slewfoot cover, but do you see how smudged it is? Oh my gosh, it picks up fingerprints like nobody's fucking business. Like, this is like a mess. I'm only 2 pages in. I can only read 1 page at a time. So I'm hoping to sit down and get some motivation in reading that. So one of my book goals for this year is to read at least 50% of my priority TBR bookshelf. So we're gonna try to do that in this vlog. And I'm gonna point out some books that maybe we'll get to. Babel, which I am reading. I read the audiobook, so I'm like here in the book. She's dense. She is dense. I'm enjoying it. I love Robin. He's such a cutie, and I'm hoping that there's like a found family element, but I know that R.F. Kuang is out to like crush my fucking heart. So that's not gonna happen. So I'm listening to the audiobook for Babel, so we will see how far I get into it, and then other things that are on my eye on my bookshelf. Okay, babes, here is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that right now, the idea of reading The Woman in the Dark sounds really intriguing, as does reading Runtime, because the audiobook is on Scribd. Babel, we already spoke about. That's going to happen. And then I'm also thinking of reading Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which if I do, will be part of a video that you'll see later this month. And other things I could potentially get to, I don't know. I feel like right now that's good. I reorganized my bookshelf, so like we have options here. We could read Five Survive or Daphne, maybe Five Survive, like that sounds good. Essentially, we're just gonna hella mood read, and for now I'm gonna watch some YouTube because I was watching this travel vlog and I was like, that looks like fun, so I want to finish it. And you can't smell anything right now, but my neighbor is cooking and it smells so fucking good. Like, so good. And I'm just like, Miss Girl, you want to share? But that's not an option. So I'm gonna sit my ass down and eat some lunch, and then I have some filming for my gaming channel to do, and I shall see you when I actually pick up a book. So fingers crossed. I finished recording, and also I am like the first few pages into chapter 2 of Slewfoot, which is about page 30. I'm really loving it. They piss me the fuck off, especially Wallace. Like, damn, Wallace needs to get his ass beat, because I'm reading this like, listen, what's her name, Abatha? I would feed Wallace to Slewfoot myself. She hasn't met him yet because we're still setting up the storyline, but just wanted to give you that update that I am reading Slewfoot and I'm really enjoying it, even if the whole everyone there is pissing me the fuck off, and I can't wait for this to turn into a good for her book, because they all need to get their asses beat. Every single one of them. But for now, I'm going to have some pineapple and I'm going to watch some TV. You can see the weather is beautiful, but I was outside this morning and we're just gonna enjoy being at home. I'm gonna edit some videos, so I'll see you with the next update. It's dark now. As you can see, it's many hours later. I didn't make any more progress with Slewfoot, but like I mentioned, I was gonna do some editing, which I did. I have one short that I've scheduled, and I am editing the video that is going up on Tuesday. As I'm recording this, it's Monday, and I want to have this scheduled to go out so that it's fully HD on Tuesday at 3:45 p.m., which is my upload time. I just wanted to update you because I wanted to. I'm going to make dinner now. So I'm going to make some pasta just because I've really been craving pasta. And Mel is back from her break, so we're gonna do some Patreon reading sprints, and that will be fun. Okay, my hair is up. That means I'm getting ready to go to bed, even though it's 9 p.m. I am still on sprints. My gosh, the lighting is atrocious. It's nighttime, besties, and this is the light that we're working with. I'm watching a sim stream, but while I'm watching the sim stream and am on live sprints, I'm going to listen to Babel, because Slewfoot got to the part where we're in Wallace's point of view, and I'm like, ew, don't ever disrespect me like that again. I don't want to hear his points of view. Anyway, I'm probably just gonna listen to Babel for like 45 minutes and go straight to sleep. So I shall see you in the morning, unless something wild happens in Babel and I feel the need to update you. Good morning. It's actually like 1 p.m. and I have a meeting with my therapist in 45 minutes. I'm super hungry though, and I don't feel like cooking. So I'm gonna have a second breakfast, which is gonna be bacon and eggs with arepa, spinach, mushrooms, and feta. And you know what? That can be lunch. For dinner, I'll put in a bit more effort. I haven't read anything, and I wanna update you on how I'm feeling. I'm enjoying all the books that I'm reading, which right now is Slewfoot, it's Babel, because I'm listening to the audiobook, and it is The Shuddering, which I didn't tell you about. But by the way, bestie, I am reading that right now. And I'm enjoying all of them, but what they're all doing right now is triggering anxiety for me, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, right? Like, the book being able to evoke emotion is great, and with Slewfoot, I'm just like mad as fuck at all of the people in the book, except for Abatha, because I think she's a baddie. But yeah, I'm gonna see how I will feel about that. Maybe we'll switch to a romance. I do need to read Part of Your World, so maybe we'll start that. But I'm trying to beat a slump right now, which is why I'm reading like 4 different books at the same time. That's never a good sign, but I just wanted to get this vlog started for today. So yeah, I'll see you after breakfast / lunch and after therapy. I am on my 45-minute walk. I came to get Legos, but I don't like any of them. So the walk continues. I'm gonna go see what snacks they have, and then maybe Whole Foods. Okay, just wrapped up at Target, and I popped into Whole Foods really quickly, but it's the wrong timing. That line's gonna be way too long, so I might try later in the week. Just wanted to give you that update. I'm going to go to the library right now for no other reason than to get out of the house. In case you can't tell, it's a very gloomy day. back home. Welcome to my kitchen. Reading. My brain is like, no. No. Safe to say, I'm still very much slumping, and I'm going to be nice to myself and say we're not going to read today. But I did pick up this Olipop. It was in the can. I just poured it out. Olipop, I saw like this person I watch on YouTube say it tastes just like a cream soda, and it's like sparkling water with prebiotics in it. So I wanted to try it together to see if I will throw up. It tastes like artificial sweetener. If you're not sensitive to that, then you might like this, because otherwise it does taste like cream soda. I can really taste artificial sweetener. It has a horrendous aftertaste. So I don't like this. So good thing I only bought 2 cans and not an entire case. Hello. My hat looks really weird because my headphones are underneath it, so that's why. I am on my afternoon walk. One of my goals is to go for a walk at least 4 times a week, or at least to get out of the house at least 4 times a week. I am very much a homebody, and while I'm sitting down here in this park, I kind of wanted to open up about how I'm feeling. So last year was a really hard year for me in terms of my mental health and my stress levels. I started to develop something that my doctor called complex migraines, which is essentially how she described it to me, is like when your brain emulates the symptoms of a stroke. So I had a lot of facial spasms, slurring my words, I couldn't think clearly, I constantly felt like I was drunk, and it's something that I really struggled with. And because I know myself, I know the extent to which I was allowing my thoughts to bring me harm in terms of not the quality of my thoughts, but what thoughts I entertained, what thoughts I allowed to enter into my mind, or what thoughts came into my mind that I put a lot of focus and attention on. And for this year, one of my goals is to be more intentional about my mental health and what thoughts I allow to occupy my space. It's always hard to have these conversations, and what I want you to remember is I'm talking about me and my own experiences and what I know about myself. So I set a lot of goals at the beginning of the year because I feel like so often we're conditioned to want less than what we actually want, because we believe that what we actually want is not realistic or attainable for us specifically. So that's something that I'm actively working on, but something that I am struggling with is tying my sense of worth and my identity to my goals and to the accomplishment of those goals, if that makes sense. Feeling like if I don't accomplish those goals, it's because I am deeply unworthy of them and because it's not possible for me. Switching hands here. So yeah, that is how I'm feeling and what I'm battling, and I will be honest and say it does feel like an uphill battle to have such a hyper vigilant focus on my thoughts. And of course, it's not possible to only think positive thoughts. And when I am used to thinking in a certain thought pattern, of course those thought patterns are going to come up again. For me, I want to focus less on stopping the thoughts and more on reframing them and introducing positive thoughts when those negative thoughts do come up. But what I'm really struggling with is I want to feel better, and to a certain extent I'm embodying the whole fake it till you make it identity. But where is the line between faking it and repressing the emotions that you're actually feeling? And I do work with a therapist, and we talk a lot about this, and I think that I am giving myself space to process the harder emotions and the heavier thoughts, and to really question what value they have in my life and if they're actually true. With that said, it's still hard because I want to make sure that I'm doing all the things that I can do to feel positive, and sometimes it does really feel like I am faking it. So that's what I'm sitting with as I am on this afternoon walk. It is lovely. I want to show you this little, I don't know what you would call this. I know the name, but I'm blanking on it. But this cute little thing here, and in the summer, this park is all cherry blossoms. So it is quite pretty. But with that said, let's continue on the afternoon walk. I want to incorporate some of all of me into my videos, and naturally I am a pretty cheery person, and when I talk about books I am that enthusiastic, but it's not all sunshine. And I do really struggle with some aspects of my mental health, and I have an anxiety disorder, and that's something that I'm trying to work on. It's not too cold. As you can see, my jacket is open. So let's continue on this walk. I'll try to show you some pretty clips of it. Good morning. It's Thursday. I decided to start Part of Your World. It's a super quick read, and I've gotten to chapter 5, and it faded to black. Bessies, this book starts with these two characters meeting for the first time. And essentially, it's not a spoiler, like this is the setup to the story, not the story. Her car breaks down in a ditch because she swerves to miss a raccoon. And this dude comes and tows her out. It's a super small town, and they end up at the same bar. And then she's super hungry, but there's no food at the bar. They leave, and he says, I'm gonna cook you a grilled cheese. This is not a one-night stand. I just wanna feed you. And she's like, cool. And I'm like, okay, cool. We get to see this date. I want to see their conversations because presumably they have a really great conversation. They have a great night because they're still thinking about each other when the story officially starts. Not only was it fade to black, we didn't get to see the date. We got to see none of their conversation. The grilled cheese was not had. We did not meet the goat. He just wakes up naked and alone. And all I can hear is Taylor Swift's lyric from The Great War. It's somewhere in the haze. Got a sense I've been betrayed. I didn't know this book was fade to black. It's fine. Like, I'm going to enjoy their relationship. I can read non-spicy books, but the fact that we missed the entire date upsets me. As you can see, I just came from Best Buy. Y'all, the fucking saga of this gaming PC is astronomical. I had to get a new one because the old one was broken. And I said, okay, we'll keep optimistic. This one's gonna be fine. Not even 12 days later, and this motherfucking computer was crashing every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes. Naturally, I assumed the issue was like Windows. So I'm talking to Windows on their little chat, and they're like controlling the computer from their end, and they're like, yo sis, that's not us, that's your fucking computer. I took my ass to Best Buy with that computer on my own, like me carrying it in my arm. It's a gaming PC, so it's a big ass fucking computer. Tell me why. I get to Best Buy, there's only the escalators and the stairs. I'm fucking short. The computer is big. I can't see over it. I think I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna take the elevator. Cool, bitch. The fucking elevator breaks. It breaks with me in it. And I have to ring the alarm and say, you better come and get my ass because hell to the fucking no. Ooh. So they do, they come and get me. And they're like, you can just take the escalators. And I was like, I don't think so. I can't even see over this computer. And you want me to risk my life and take the escalators? If I fall with this computer, you're not only paying for the computer, you're paying for my motherfucking medical bill. Anyway, don't talk to service like that. I was like, hey, I can't carry that downstairs. Can someone else carry it for me? The elevator's not gonna work. Obviously, they do. I'm able to refund it, like, no questions asked. I'm there like, listen, here's what's happening. Take your janky ass computer back. I don't want it. So now I don't have a gaming PC. Fun times. I may eventually replace it with a completely different brand and model. If you are a gamer and you have recommendations aside from building my own, please do let me know your pre-built gaming PC recommendations. For now though, that was way too fucking stressful. The last time I was stuck in an elevator was like years ago. And for me, it was how the staff looked at me like it was my fault. It's my fault that your elevator broke. Anyway, we're gonna collect ourselves. We're gonna calm our thoughts. We're gonna breathe deeply. We're going to pretend today did not happen. That's me erasing the rest of the morning because the day starts today. Good morning, y'all. It's 8 a.m., not 1 p.m. Okay, so I just finished the raw edit of a pretty short video that is going up tomorrow. It's Friday, January 13th, as I'm recording this. It gets super loud in here, but all I'm saying and showing you is that I'm creating the transition cards for the KU video. It's many hours later. Sorry, let me just pause Mel really quickly. To no one's surprise, I have read nothing, and this reading slump is kicking my freaking butt. But what I will say about reading slumps is sometimes the way to get out of them is to not read, even if it's been several days. So instead, I'm going to watch Mel play Dreamlight Valley on Patreon. And maybe the inspiration to read will hit me. If you hear little kids in the background, it's my nieces and nephews. So cute. They're here for the weekend. Good morning. I am listening to happy music with my niece. We just did some gardening and I'm making breakfast, and I've given up on the idea that I am going to read. Maybe. But I'm not forcing it, and also that's just lighting, okay? I'm not the shiny. The lighting from the kitchen is hitting my face that way. I need to do my eyebrows. I've been putting it off, but I do need to make that happen. And I just want to give you a gardening update because why not? Also, real life of several children being here. It is a mess. If you recall, this is the garlic, which I've finally moved to the window, and you can kind of see how tall it is. She's doing well, although the bugs annoy me, but she is doing well. She's thriving. And then we have our other plants who are trying. The hope is that I will replant some of these in different pots. I think there's a variety of seeds because I mentioned I spilled some in here by accident. Okay, so this with the white stems, you can see are pretty different than the others. I'm pretty sure that's kale, or I'm pretty sure that's tomato, because when I was growing the tomato, that is what it looked like. So I'm gonna plant the tomato plants in their own little pot so they could get separate from the kale and the spinach. I think that this like curly one with the split leaves and the green stem, like this one over here, they're not all thriving, you know, but I'm hopeful that they will stand up. I've never gardened before, so this is like my first attempt. So the spinach, I think, is that. And then I'm pretty sure that these, with their beautiful curling leaves, are the kale, which again, were not initially planted here. They just fell in here. So the kale and the spinach I'm going to leave together. The tomato I'm going to replant. I meant to mention this earlier, but my nose ring looks really funky, and that's because a couple of days ago when I was sleeping, my nose ring got caught on my pillowcase and I rolled over in my sleep and it fucking ripped. It hurt, bestie. So she's reacted. You know, we're gonna leave her alone. Right now I'm going to clean up, and I'm gonna be very honest and show you what this looks like. Like I said, I'm doing the cleaning bit by bit for a section of my room. Yeah, that's what that looks like. My closet is exploding. It's even worse inside. Yeah, those are my 1 million journals because I am like someone who's pretty spiritual and I like to talk to myself in my journals. So here are my journals over the years, and then my new journal is here, and here are all of my doom boxes. Pretty much all of like my headwear and accessories here, and then all of the hobbies that I had and I dumped. Mail that's important but I haven't sorted out yet. More hobbies and journals and things I haven't sorted out yet. My closet is literally exploding. I have way too many suitcases in here. I have this thing to help combat that. And I think that what I need to do is just sit down and get it done. I'm going to do something where you essentially just set a timer for 15 minutes. And for 15 minutes, you only focus on that one task. So my one task for these 15 minutes is going to be this floor. So see you when I'm done with everything. And here we are 20 minutes later. You can see that the pole for my clothes is, what's that word, bowing? So to think about later, to think these are just my winter clothes, my summer clothes are in the closet. You might say that's a lot, but These are clothes I've been accumulating for like 7-8 years, and I still have them and they last. My closet just isn't very big. So organized, mail I couldn't bother to sort went in there, all umbrellas, my purse and my hot water bottle, and then all of my journals, which I'll rearrange, my clothes, a hat. Yeah, you know, it's something, it's there. But the important thing is, ignore my stained floors. Look, the floor is clear. There's paint everywhere, but I can't do anything about that. So there you go. If you're wondering why there's a cup of water on my floor, my mom thinks the house is haunted, and the cups of water are to ward off spirits. That's done. The final 2 spots of my room to tackle are going to be the top of my bookshelf. My desk is pretty much where I want it to be. This corner is like stationery and reading. That corner is my stress ball, my lavender room spray, and like my art supply stuff. That's the back of the keyboard. This is my old computer, which I put back up because, as you saw earlier, my gaming PC fucking broke. And the final little corner to clean is this one, which is when I traveled in December. You'll be seeing those travel vlogs soon, and didn't put this away. Yeah, that is for another day. But that was my easy win for the day. Things I need to do is get some saline so I can clean my nose ring, take a shower, maybe go and do my eyebrows. I've been putting that off for literally like 2 months. Yeah, and then giving myself grace to do things one section at a time. Like if I went in and I was like, I'm going to clean my entire bedroom, that would have overwhelmed me. Instead, what I've been saying over the past couple of weeks is, today I'm going to clean this section. Today I'm going to clean that section. And when I feel like it, I'll get to XYZ. And that is the nicer way to keep commitments to myself. By the way, it's snowing. Snow! That's my curtain. Look at the snow! As you can see, I am showered. I've washed my hair. I haven't cleaned that bookshelf, but I have cleaned the floor. So we're all good with that. I'm gonna end this vlog here, honestly, because I know that I'm not going to read anymore. So I'm just going to finish it up here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was more lifestyle and vlog heavy, and yes, I do hold my glasses like this. Yikes. So I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.